And good afternoon. Welcome to the Highliner Activity Center, where tonight, doubleheader girls basketball from the Eastern Dakota Conference as Valley City gets ready to take on the Wahpeton Huskies. And a good afternoon. Paul McDonald with you here from the Hack here on the Highliner Activity Network, live on YouTube. And glad you could be with us on this Friday night. And hopefully the weather that is supposedly to come in next week stays away, because a big week next week for the Highliners. They'll have a doubleheader on Tuesday night against the West Fargo Packers, but we'll worry about that later on. It is Wahpeton and Valley City. Now, the junior varsity opened up their season last week against Devils Lake, and the JV lost in overtime to the Firebirds. So they come in with a record of 0-1 on the year. The varsity lost 87-67. And in that varsity game, it was a 4-point game at halftime, 40-36. And Valley City went 18 of 26 at the free throw line in the first half, hitting around 70% of their charity tosses. But the second half, as Coach Jimmy Howard mentioned on Coach's Corner this past week, they just had issues taking care of the basketball. And yes, it was a 20-point final, but Devils Lake was hitting their free throws late in the game, and thus a little bit wider spread. It was only a 10-point game late in that contest. But tonight, the Highliners, the girls, with their home opener here at the Hack, take on the Wahpeton Huskies. And assistant coach on the varsity, head JV coach Tara Glant, celebrating a birthday today. I will not give you the number. I am bound by legal reasons that I can't tell you how old she is. Coming up, we've got starting lineups. We've got the tip-off. It's junior varsity basketball, followed by the varsity. That'll be coming up around 7:15 tonight. Valley City and Wahpeton from the Hack. We'll be back with those starters. This is Highliner Basketball on the Highliner Activity Network. Paul McDonald back with you here at the Highliner Activity Center. Junior varsity basketball here tonight on the Highlander TV Network, of course, live on YouTube. So glad you could join us here this evening. Take a look at the starters. Olivia Hansen, a sophomore. Claire Langenwalter, a freshman. Galea Lopez-Lee, a sophomore. This is for Wahpeton starting. Maddie Graves, a freshman. And Olivia Nelson, the starting lineup for Wahpeton. Valley City, as they will have their starters out there. Will be Georgia Zahn. She's got the ball. Goes down low inside to Maddie Anderson. Anderson, a little scoop shot. Can't get it to fall. Lopez-Lee clears off the rebound. Highliners, they will go out there with Dakota Potratz, along with Madison Anderson, Georgia Zahn, Kelly Suffolcool, and Kaylee Nielsen, the starting lineup for Valley City and their home whites. Top of the key, here's Hansen for the Huskies. Just getting things started. 16-minute halves. Down low, Lopez-Lee off the glass for two. Galea Lopez-Lee with a bucket inside, and the Huskies with the early lead. Quickly down court. Suffolcool all the way down. Shot, no. Foul going to be called. That foul's going to go against Claire Langenwalter. That'll be her first team foul. And that'll send Kinley Suffolcool to the free throw line to shoot a pair for Valley City. Katie Koka, the lone player on the bench for the Highliners here for the JV game. Free throw up and good by Suffolcool. Derek Lant taking over as the junior varsity assistant coach here for the girls. Of course, coached a lot of these freshmen last year on the junior high team. Second free throw was good for Suffolcool. She's got her first two. We are tied at 2, 15-23 here in the first half. In the backcourt, now Lindenborg, who just comes in, brings it up the floor to Hansen. Hansen across the timeline, actually Langenwalter. Now here to the near side is Nelson. Nelson down low, ball tipped and stolen. Steal there by Valley City. Nielsen gets it ahead, Suffolcool into the front court. Pass down low, shot there, up and good by Potratz. A little off balance, but Dakota Potratz got it to go, and the Highliners take the lead 4-2, 14:58 here in the opening half. Huskies come across the timeline. Up top of the key, Graves, far side, Nelson. Now back up top, long three, good. Top of the key three by Olivia Hansen. And a lead change back to 5-4 in favor of the Huskies. 14.5 to go here. Pass down low. That was an errant pass off the hands underneath of Anderson. And the Huskies with the steal back into the front court. Langenwalter here on the near wing. Up top, Hansen to Nelson. Back here to Langenwalter. Thought about the three. Zahn got on her. Now comes in right of the lane. Needs some help. And she'll go back up top of the key. Nelson far side. And Olivia Nelson shot. And bounces off the backboard. Rebound, Anderson, and here come the Highliners. Suffolcool, down court, nice pass. Layup for Potratz. Oh, comes off the rim. And then a foul's going to be called there on Georgia Zahn. She'll pick up her first team foul. Lopez-Lee had the positioning and got the rebound. Addie Dodge now checks in the lineup here for the Huskies. Also, Katie Koka checks in for Valley City. Inbounds here in the backcourt. Dodge to Hansen. Nelson, Olivia Nelson. Watched by Anderson. She comes across the timeline. She'll get back up top to Hansen. Hansen dribble drive just off the right elbow. Goes down low. Dodge shot. Rolls off the front of the rim. And Anderson clears off the board for Valley City. Here come the Highliners with Potratz into the front court. Right hand out of the left end here on the left wing. Lost the dribble. Loose ball picked up by Dodge. And the Huskies back to the way. Knocked away. Nice defense there by Potratz with the steal. Here to the near side to Koka. Koka in the front court. Try to give it back over to Potratz. There's another steal by Potratz in the backcourt. She'll give it up ahead. Here's Koka. Back up top of the key. Dribble drive. Potratz tried to force it inside. Ball knocked away. Stolen. Huskies back to the way with Dodge. Dodge stops off the right elbow. Picks up the dribble. Here to the near side. Langenwalter. Right of the lane. Left hand shot off the glass. No. Rebound number 3 by Maddie Anderson. She'll outlet to Nielsen. Daly brings it into the front court for the Highlanders. 13 minutes remaining here in the opening half. 5-4 Huskies. Potratz in the lane. Pass down low. We're going to get a tie-up. Possession arrow. And a possession arrow will give it over to Wahpeton. Suffolcool in. Anderson will sit down for Valley City. And Jasmine Benedict will check in the lineup here for Wahpeton. 12:58 to go. We're in the opening half. 5-4 Huskies. Dodge here on the near side. Gets it over to Langenwalter. Langenwalter comes across the timeline, lobs it up ahead to Dodge. Dodge almost got into a triple team, was double teamed. Hansen back up top, Langenwalter to the free throw line. Back up top to the key to Hansen. Swings it off far side. Benedict over to Langenwalter. Her three doesn't get it to fall. Rebound, Suffolk outlets it, Potretz. Dakota into the front court, all the way down to the baseline. Pass off the hands of Zahn. She's going to get tied up and taken away by Langenwalter. Huskies back to the way, leading by 1, 12-23 here in the opening half. Lining up the three, not shooting, pass in the lane. Dot dribbling in, puts a shot up, rolls off the front of the rim, gets her own rebound, back up, no. Tries again, no. Then a ball taken away by Valley City. Nielsen for the Highliners. Front court, Suffolk. Stop, pop, 19-footer, front rim, bounces off a couple of times. Nice hustle, rebounds on. Turnaround shot off the back iron too hard. Rebound, Potratz back up, that rolls off. And then the Huskies control the rebound back to the way with Langenwalter. It's a 3-0. She gets a pass up ahead, layup off the glass, good by Emma Hornstein with the layup. Her first two. And the Huskies now lead it 7-4. Another missed shot, and the Huskies come back the other way, leading by 3. Passed on low, stopped, picking up the dribble, Benedict. Pass inside, and good for Dodge. Dodge gets the bucket inside. That is going to be her first. Timeout taken by Valley City. 11:24 to go here in this first half. It is 9-4. Wahpeton Huskies leading. Back with more junior varsity basketball from the Hack on the Highliner Activity Network. Eleven minutes, 24 seconds to go. First half, 9-4 Wahpeton. We're in the first half. The Huskies right now on a 6-0 run. Actually, make that a 7-0 run. On the far wing, Suffolk. Dribble drive, free throw line. In the lane, scoop shot, no. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and they say went off of Wahpeton. Valley City will maintain possession. Our inaugural girls game of the season here in the Highliner Activity Network, live on YouTube. Paul McDonald, along with technical director Derek Baird, Cameron Brian Krewald, and Jaden Johnson. There's a shot right off the inbounds end. Potratz can't get it to go, and the rebound is controlled by Wahpeton. The Huskies have it, and they'll bring it back up the floor. Here along the near side, there's a steal by Anderson, and Maddie will turn to give it back to Nielsen. Kaylee comes across to the timeline. That is Suffolk. Highliners trailing by 5. On the near side, Coca, three-pointer, no. Potratz, rebound. Through a double team, lost the handle, taken away by Nelson, and she'll bring it back up the floor for Wahpeton. Nelson nearly got her pocket pick from behind, but did outlet it, got it on the far side. Shot taken from the far wing, off the mark. Rebound, Valley City. Suffolk will bring it across. Pass up ahead, Anderson, layup, good. Nice pass by Suffolk, and Madison Anderson with a bucket. First field goal for the Highliners. Second field goal, actually. They did have that one earlier. 9-6. Valley City down by 3. That stopped the 7-0 run. Back up top, Hornstein. Gets it off to Nelson. On the near side, three-pointer. Back iron, too hard there by Graves. Rebound, Coca. Tried to save it, but it went off her, and it will be a Husky ball. Zahn back in for Valley City. Lopez Lee will check back in along with Hansen for Wahpeton. Highliners down by 3, inbounds to Lopez Lee. Shot misfires, goes out the back iron. Loose ball picked up by Nelson. She'll get it back up top of the key. Three-pointer and good. From the top of the key by Olivia Hansen, her second 3. And the Huskies have doubled up the Highliners, 12-6, 9.5 remaining first half. Here's Potratz, the runner in the lane. Scoop shot. Misfires. Anderson nearly had an offensive rebound. Loose ball on her inside. Knocked away. Coca comes up with the loose ball for the Highliners. Pass by Potratz over Anderson. Can't get that to fall. Lopez Lee had the rebound, and then Nelson took it away, and she'll circle around and bring the ball up the floor for Wahpeton. Leading by 6. On the far side, Graves, wanted baseline, cut out there by Coca. Back onto the wing, a three-pointer. Hanson, no. Rebound, Seppicool. Kinley into the front court for Valley City. Off the left elbow. Goes back up top of the key to Potratz. On the far side, Coca. Coca, bounce pass, Seppicool coming in. Right of the lane. Pass over Anderson, up and good. Another nice pass by Kinley Seppicool, and Madison Anderson now has 4. Highliners down by the same margin, 12-8. 8:30 remaining here in the first half. Graves on the near side. Langenwalter back up top. Hanson, three-pointer, good. Boy, Olivia Hanson has 3 threes here in the first half. 9 of her team's 15 points. Here's Potratz, left of the lane, goes up strong. Shot misfired, rebound. Anderson had it. Graves takes it away. 15-8, Wahpeton with the lead. There's a steal by Potratz. And Dakota gets it over to Zahn. Dribble drive, baseline for 2. Georgia Zahn with a bucket. And now Coach Rod Brewer of Wahpeton wants to talk it over. 7:57 remaining here in this first half. It is 15-10. Wahpeton with the lead. Back with more Highlander JV basketball on the Highlander TV Network. Huskies leading by 5, 7:50 remaining. We're in the opening half. Wahpeton with the basketball. Dodge. Back up top, Langenwalter. Dribble drive in the lane. Shot up, good. Claire Langenwalter with her first 2. 17-10. That is the biggest lead for Wahpeton. Here's Coca for Valley City. Free throw extended. Nielsen. Zahn. Bounce pass Anderson. One dribble step back. Shot, no. On the rebound, controlled by Dodge. Back the other way come the Huskies, leading by 7. Hanson, right on the C in Valley City in the VC at center court. Along the near side, Langenwalter. Inside Dodge. Try to go top of the key, and Maya Anderson couldn't control it. That'll be a turnover. And the ball goes over to Valley City. Highlanders down by 7. 7:07 remaining. We're in the opening half. Junior varsity basketball here from the Hack. Varsity to follow around 7:15. You're going to want to watch that one. That's going to be a good one tonight. When the Huskies and Highlanders get together, it's some really good basketball. And make note of that play-in game in Wahpeton last year. That was a great atmosphere. Dribble drives on. Pass inside. Lopez Lee with the steal. Here come the Huskies back to the way. Lopez Lee turned, tried to pass it off the Dodge. Misfired, but Langenwalter was there. Sure shot didn't fall. And the rebound controlled by Nielsen. Kaylee will bring it up to 4 for the Highliners. Pass here near wing Coca. 6:36 remaining here in the half. Seppicool. Back up top. Nielsen driving through. Shot up and no, but she's going to get 2. Matt Brandvold, our official, with the foul called. That might be on Maya Anderson, which would be her first. Or they can actually give that to Dodge, her first. Second team. So Kaylee Nielsen at the line, shooting 2. First one's up and down. That'll bring Dakota Potratz back in the lineup for Valley City. And also back in for the Huskies, Olivia Nelson and Jasmine Benedict. Free throw by the righty. On the way, nothing but net. Nielsen knocks him down. She's got her first 2. Highlanders down 5, 17-12. Huskies into the front court with that lead and the basketball here in the near wing. Benedict inside, back up onto the wing. Nelson gives it back out to Benedict. Back up far wing, lobbing it inside, pass a little high, knocked away, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession roll, we'll give it to Valley City. Highlander ball. off the alternate possession with 6:09 remaining here in the first half, trailing 17-12. And Kinley Suffolk will bring the ball up the floor. Comes across the timeline, right hand hit by dribble. Picks up the dribble, pass. It was tipped, but into the hands of Potretz. Inside, Nielsen. Nielsen, turn around, right hand up, good. Nielsen inside for 2. Her first field goal. She's got 4. And the Highliners trailing by 3. With a little 4-point run here, 17-14. On the far wing, Graves, dribble drive, dodge. No, short, rebound, Anderson. Grabbing number 5. Outlet, Suffolk into the front court for Valley City. Step back, Nielsen, mid-range jumper, nothing but net. 6 for Kaylee Nielsen. That's a third assist for Suffolk here in the first half. Highlanders down 1 with a 6-0 run. 5:25 remaining, 17-16 Huskies. On the far wing, Graves. Watched there by Zahn. Top of the key. Near side, Benedict. Dribbles to the free throw line in the lane. Kicks it off, Nelson. Nelson circling in, off-balance shot, doesn't get it to go. Rebound tipped off several sets of hands, finally controlled by the Highliners, but then a steal right back by Graves. Her shot doesn't fall, and we got a foul called underneath. So foul called on Valley City. That'll be their second team foul this half. That's going to go against Anderson, her first. Graves at the line will shoot 2. First one, no. Another one to go. (17-16). Advantage to Wahpeton. Valley City here on a little mini run have cut it to 1. Second free throw by the right-handers up and back iron, a little too hard. Rebound, a grab by Nielsen. Here come the Highliners back into the front court. Suffolk on the far wing. Pass inside Potretz. Goes up strong. No foul call. Dakota Potretz will go to the free throw line and get a couple of free throws. And that foul going to be called against the Huskies. That'll be on Maddie Graves, her first, third team. So free throw by the lefty Potretz. First one comes up a little short. She's got 2 points tonight. Another free throw coming. It is on the way. Again, comes up short. Nielsen nearly had the rebound. Lopez Lee controls and gets it off to Hanson. She'll bring it up the floor for the Huskies. Hanson across the timeline. Far side to Graves. Back up top. Here to the near wing. Benedict. Gets it back off. Graves driving in. Shot off the glass for 2. Maddie Graves, 1 off the glass for 2. 19-16. Huskies by 3 with 4:20 remaining. Near steal, and Lopez Lee did come up with a steal at the free throw line off to Hanson. Hanson in the front court. Far side. Graves back up top of the key. Hanson. She's got 3 threes already in the half. Now out on the baseline. Dribble drive. And out of bounds. Last touch by Valley City. Emma Ornstein there on the dribble drive. Suffolk will sit down. Maddie Anderson inbounds. Hanson, far side, driving through the lane. Shot right hand, no. Lopez Lee, rebound, no. Contested there by Anderson. Lopez Lee got it back, gets it into Hanson, driving through. She rolls that one off, and Potretz gets the rebound for Valley City. Here's Dakota in the front court for the Highliners, down by 3. Can tie it with the three-pointer. Nielsen, inside Anderson. Back on the wing. Three-pointer for Zahn for the tie. Off the glass too hard. Rebound Potretz. Gets it back to Anderson off the glass. Rolls in. Madison Anderson now with 6. Potretz with the assist. Highlanders back down by 1. 19-18 with 3.5 minutes to go in the half. Langenwalter backing her way in. Goes up top to Hanson. Hanson to the free throw line. Back to Langenwalter. Dribble drive. Shot up with the right hand. Back iron too hard. Lopez Lee controls the rebound. She'll get it off to Benedict. Gives it right back to Lopez Lee. Backing her way in. Just off the elbow. Jumper taken. Too hard back iron there by Graves. Rebound to Nielsen. Gets it up ahead and into the front court. Nice save there by Zahn to Coca over to Anderson. Little mid-range jumper off the elbow. 8 now for Madison Anderson. And the Highliners have regained the lead 20-19 with 2:55 remaining here in the first half. Trailed at 1 point, 17-10 on a 10-2 run. I know are the Highliners. On the near wing, Hansen up top. Lopez Lee back to Hansen coming in. She kicks it onto the wing. Three-pointer from there. A little too hard on the three-point attempt by Hornstein, and the Highliners will come back, leading by 1. Pass, backdoor, stolen there by Langenwalter. Langenwalter for the Huskies to Hansen in the front court. Hansen left to the lane, goes over Anderson. What are we going to have? A blocking foul on Madison Anderson. That'll be her first, third team foul in Valley City. And with 2:21 remaining here in this first half, Highliners leading by 1, 20-19. Suffolk back in for Valley City. Nelson and Dodge back in for the Huskies. Baseline, inbounds, ball knocked away. Anderson picks up the loose ball, but right into the hands of Nelson on her outlet. Picked up by Langenwalter, top of the key. Hansen another three-pointer. That goes off the back iron. And Coca controls the loose ball. Here come the Highliners back to the wing, up by 1. 2 minutes remaining, first half. Nielsen. Pass here to the near corner. Potretz dribbling in, left baseline. Shot blocked from behind, foul called. And Dakota Potretz will go back to the free throw line and get a couple of shots here. Foul going to be called on the Huskies' Addie Dodge, which would be her second, 4th team foul. So Potretz at the line, shooting 2. She's got 2 points, 0 for 1 at the line so far tonight. Good on the first one. Actually now 1 for 3 at the line with 3 points. Potretz, the freshman, the left-hander, sends it on its way. Good. 4 points for Dakota. Highliners their biggest lead at 3, 22-19. Inside 2 minutes to go, first half. Langenwalter into the front court, picks up the dribble. Pass down low, great shot, doesn't get it to fall. Coca, or the rebound to Nielsen, to Anderson. And now Potretz in the front court for the Highliners, leading by 3. Nielsen top of the key. Pass near side. Potretz dribbling through a double team. Nice bounce pass to Anderson. Kicks it over to Suffolk. Mid-range jumper too high. And then the Huskies will control the rebound back to the way. Here's Hansen for Wahpeton across the logo. Trailing by 3. Pass. Langenwalter got it back to Hansen. Her shot comes up short. Madison Anderson clears off for 6th rebound unofficially. Suffolk into the front court. Has the ball tipped, but Anderson there to pick up the loose ball. As we approach a minute remaining here in the first half, Valley City leading 22-19. Suffolk, far side, baseline pass, back over to Anderson. On the wing, Potretz for 3. Hits the back heel. And a rebound control by Nelson for Wahpeton. Hansen now brings it into the front court. Final minute, first half. Back here near side, Nelson. Top of the key, back down low, Nelson. Shot blocked, foul called on Valley City. Potretz and Nielsen are both there, and Dakota Potretz will pick up her first. 4th team foul. That's going to send Olivia Nelson to the line to shoot 2. First one? No. Looking for her first points tonight. As Lopez Lee checks back in for Valley City. Second free throw. Again, back iron, no. Another rebound ticked up there by Anderson. That's number 7. Here's Potretz down court. Left-hand layup, good. Suffolk with her 4th assist. And Dakota Potretz now has 6. Highliners lead by 5, 24-19 on a 14-2 run here. Final half minute of the first half. Here in the near wing. Nelson, Lopez Lee, inside, shot Graves, no. Rebound rolled off right to her. Can't get that to fall. And rebound number 7 unofficially there for Madison Anderson. Now Suffolk into the front court. Coca, bounce pass to Anderson. Gets it back up top, Suffolk. She'll hand it off to Coca. 5 seconds to go. Potretz inside Anderson, dribble into the lane, little hook shot around the bend. Can't get it to fall, and that's the way your first half comes to an end. Your score at halftime, it's Valley City 24, 24 and Wahpeton 19. We're back with our halftime here from the Hack. This is Highliner Basketball on the Highliner Activity Network, live on YouTube. Paul McDonald back with you here at the Highliner Activity Center, here on the Highliner Activity Network, live on YouTube. And again, to watch Highliner Activities, just go to YouTube and search Highliner Activities, Highliner Activity Network, and you can enjoy live programming, sporting events, plays. And of course, we'll have a doubleheader for you tonight with the junior varsity and then the varsity to follow around 7:15 tonight here from the Hack, as Valley City taking on the Wahpeton Huskies. Valley City varsity again losing in their opener on Tuesday, 87-67 to Devils Lake, a game in which they were down by 4 at halftime and only down by 10 late in the game. But then Devils Lake started hitting free throws, and Valley City, as Coach Jimmy Howard alluded to on the Coach's Corner Wednesday night, had some issues with taking care of the basketball. And so he said it really was not a 20-point game. It was a lot closer than that. But the Highliners did fall to Devils Lake in their season opener. Again, these two teams met last year in the play-in game. Wahpeton winning that one down at the Husky Gym, and a great atmosphere for basketball, and just probably one of the better high school games you'll see. Huskies went on to the state tournament, and it was the first time that Wahpeton girls have been at a state tournament in a long, long time. But now the 2022-2023 season is underway. Huskies open up their regular season with a victory, 76-67 over West Fargo Horace on Tuesday night in their first game of the year. Well, let's take a look at the scoring in that first half. first for the Huskies. Olivia Hansen with 3 threes. She had 9 points in that first half, and 5 other players had 2. Addie Dodge, Claire Langenwalter, Galea Lopez-Lee, Emma Hornstein, and Maddie Graves all had 2 points for Wahpeton. For Valley City, they were led by Madison Anderson. She had 8 points to go along with 7 rebounds. 6 points from Dakota Potrat, 6 points from Kaylee Nielsen. George Zahn with 2, and Kinley Suffolkul with 2, but Suffolkul also had 4 assists in that first half for Valley City. The Highliners trailed at one time 17-10, but ended that half on a 14-2 run to take the lead and hold on to it now, leading by 5. As a bucket by Madison Anderson with 2:55 remaining in the half that gave Valley City the 1-point lead at 20-19. Well, again, more sports coming up next week. Valley City and West Fargo. That is a girls and boys doubleheader next Tuesday. And unfortunately, we got to say, weather permitting, because we're seeing models of weather coming in upwards of a lot of snow. I'm not going to give numbers, but a lot of snow expected to come in next week, Tuesday, which could take care of Tuesday and Wednesday. But obviously, you got to wait and see with winter storms. Sometimes they can be rather unpredictable. But that would be next up for Valley City. The Highliner boys, they are in Wahpeton tonight, taking on the Huskies in their first road test of the year. Of course, Highliner boys fell to Devils Lake here, 85-64 in their season opener here on Tuesday night. A game 2, like the girls, very close at halftime, 45-37. Matter of fact, the Highliners led at one time, 37-32. But a 13-0 run by Wahpeton to end that first half, and they led by 8 at the half and went on to win by 21, 85-64 in the Ty Terry debut as the new boys coach for the Highliners. We're about ready to get things started here in the second half. We'll step aside. We'll be back with the start of the second half. Highliners leading 24-19. This is junior high girls basketball from the Hack on the Highliner Activity Network. Here we go, the start of the second half, and it is Wahpeton basketball to get things started here in the second half. Dribble drive, Langenwalter turns back onto the wing. Nelson gets it over to Dodge. Shot taken there by Graves. Can't get it to fall. Rebound back up and in. That was Dodge underneath with the putback for Wahpeton. All right, is Addie Dodge now has 4. Pass down low. Lopez-Lee with the steal. Here's Langenwalter, back to the way for Wahpeton. Pass, cross court, gets it over to Dodge. Shot up is good. Addie Dodge, 2 quick buckets here to start things in the second half for Wahpeton. And just like that, down by 1, 24-23. There's a near steal. Loose ball picked up by Nelson. Up ahead to Dodge. Potrat's chasing her. Layup, no. Rebounds on, clears it off for Valley City. Georgia gets it over the far side to Potrat. She'll come across the timeline, left-hand dribble. Here to the near side, Suffolkul. Zahn on the wing. Tried to get it back to Potrat's. Ball knocked away. Georgia got it back. Then the ball was kicked into the backcourt. Picked up there by Graves. Graves on her knees. Gets it out to Langenwalter. Langenwalter over to Dodge. Up and good. All right, Addie Dodge, with 3 field goals. and the Highliners want to talk it over. 25-24, 6-0 run to start the second half here by Wahpeton. 14:48 to go in this second half. We're back with more Highliner basketball on the Highliner Activity Network. Bob McDonald back with you here as they come out of the timeout. Highliners lead now is gone. They trail by 1, and there's a turnover. Suffolk could not save that inbounds. And so the ball will go over to Wahpeton. Huskies on a 6-0 run. More precisely, Addie Dodge on a 6-0 run. She's got all 6 points to start things here in the second half for the Huskies. They lead 25-24. Here's Graves, free at the line. Lopez Lee, dribble drive. Kicks it back far side. Nelson, long two, can't get it to fall. Lopez Lee rebound. Back over to Nelson. That mid-range jumper back iron too hard. Rebound, Langenwalter has it for the Huskies. She'll go inside. Lopez Lee, one dribble shot, no foul called on Madison Anderson. That'll be her second. First team foul. And Lopez Lee will tie her shoes before she gets 2 free throws. She has 2 points. First one up, no. Sophomore, 5'8", Lee. Second free throw. It is on the way, no, on the back iron. And Suffolk has the rebound for Valley City. Kinley into the front court. Kinley all the way down. Off balance shot, can't get it to go. Rebound, Dodge has it for the Huskies. Gets it off to Nelson. A couple of minutes gone here in the second half. Highliners still looking for their first points. Nelson in the front court, right-hand dribble. Here to the near side, Langenwalter. Circles around. Suffolk picks her up, and a blocking foul going to be called on Kinley. That'll be her first. Second team foul. And that'll bring Katie Koka into the lineup for Valley City. Inbounds here in the near sideline. And looking, bounce in. Back here, Langenwalter. Circles on the left perimeter. Also in for the Huskies out of that timeout was Jasmine Benedict. On the far wing, shot taken by Dodge, airball. Rebound, ooh, ouch, oy vey. And that was something we saw similar with Bryson Heck, the Devils Lake game, as Zahn got the rebound, got inadvertently undercut and hit the deck hard, but she popped right back up, and she just over to Mike Callahan, the trainer. I'm okay. There's a shot blocked underneath, blocked there by Nielsen, and then she's going to be tied up. Possession arrow will give it to Valley City. So Highliner basketball with 13:29 remaining. We're in this second half. Now Zahn is going to take a break, and Anderson comes back in for the Highliners. Emma Hornstein will check in the lineup for Wahpeton. Huskies lead by 1, 25-24. They've started this second half on a 6-0 run. Suffolk picks up the dribble, lobs inside, there's a steal. Graves with the steal, now she cradles it. Anderson trying to get it back, and Madison just picked up her third personal foul. Third team foul. So Anderson just came back and will quickly pick up her third foul. The inbounds on the far sideline, in front of the Highliner bench. Coach Clint bending the ear of the official on that side. Here's Langenwalter into the front court. Far wing. Hornstein. Back up top. Now gets it off to Langenwalter. Working away in Langenwalter. Shot partially blocked by Potrich. She'll grab the loose rebound. Here comes Dakota. Then she has her pocket picked by Dodge. It's a 3-on-2 here for Wahpeton. Back to the way. Nice bounce pass back over, and Langenwalter is going to travel. Well, they had a 3-on-2, but couldn't convert. Now Zahn will come back in, and Anderson, with those 3 personals, will sit down for Valley City. The Highliners trailing by 1. Still looking for those first points here in the second half. 12:45 remaining. Suffolk here in the near side. And Nielsen goes back to Potretz. Hip check, no call. Back here to the near side. Nielsen on the wing to Koka. She'll take the 3-pointer off the back iron. A little too hard. Coming in with Zahn. Jump ball. Possession arrow will give it over to Wahpeton. Oh, no, it should be Husky ball on the alternate possession, actually. Well, they give it to Valley City. And no argument from Wahpeton, but inbounds comes into Nielsen. Dribble drive through the lane. Shot too hard. Lopez Lee clears off the rebound. Now back to the front court. Langenwalter on the far side. Benedict. Ornstein on the wing. Back to Benedict. Up top, Langenwalter. Holds the ball on her hip. Back onto the far wing is Benedict. To the free throw line. Picked up the dribble. Inside, Lopez Lee. Ornstein to the line again. Far side, shot taken with 4 on the shot clock. No. Rebound, Lopez Lee, no. And the ball tipped, and there's going to be shot clock violation. It is. It shouldn't have been a shot clock violation because Lopez Lee's rebound did hit the rim, and it should have reset to 20 seconds. So it is going to be Wahpeton basketball. 11:54 remaining. 25-24. Huskies by 1. And they are awaiting Potretz, the tire sneaker. There we go. Here comes the inbounds for Wahpeton. Brought in, shot block. That was Nielsen on the block. Potretz grabs the rebound. Into the front court. Potretz, far wing. Picked up the dribble. Over to Nielsen. 3-pointer, right side. Rattles in and out. Koka had the rebound. Lost it. Rebound picked up. Back to the way. Graves for Wahpeton. Graves in the front court. Lopez Lee between the rings. Gives it right back to Graves. Stolen by Potretz. And now Dakota picks up the loose ball. Up ahead to Suffolk. It's a 1-on-3. She'll wait for help. Kinley, dribble drive going through. And we're going to have a blocking foul on Lopez Lee. That will be her first team foul. And to the free throw line, Kinley Suffolk will shoot 2. She's 2 for 2, couple of free throws. Free throw, good. Suffolk has 3 points. All 3 coming from the free throw line. Nelson, Dodge, Nielsen, back in for check that. That's Anderson. Maya Anderson in for Wahpeton. Free throw. Suffolk's up and off the mark. Rebound off of Dodge, rolls out of bounds. Ooh, they say it went off of Potretz. So they say it went off of Dakota. So 25-25, we're tied with 11:22 remaining here in this second half. And that was free throw, was the first points for Valley City. Here along the near side, pass down low, and ball tip. Nielsen with the steal for the Highliners. Back to the way, Nielsen into the front court. On the far wing. To Zahn in the corner, and it was stolen there by Dodge. Now Addie Dodge turns and gives back to Nelson. She'll come across the logo. Pass in the far wing. Ornstein. One dribble, picks it up. In front of her own bench. Needs some help. Try to go down low. Stolen there by Koka. Off to Nielsen. Tied at 25. 10:45 remaining here in the second half. Highliners with the basketball. Suffolk driving through. Scoop shot up. No. Had her on rebound. Couldn't control it. Out of bounds. And it'll go back over to Wahpeton. 10:35 remaining. And an injured, that's Olivia Nelson, the injured Husky. And Mr. Callahan, the head trainer here at Valley City, we'll take a look at her with 10 minutes, 35 seconds to go. We're in the second half, pardon me. Game tied at 25. Huskies started the half on a 6-0 run. Kinley Suffolk tied it with a free throw just moments ago, but they're still looking for that first field goal. So it's Coach Callahan and Coach Brewer Mr. Callahan and Coach Brewer. Ooh, now they're going to help her off and not putting any weight, it looks like, on that left leg. Yep, she is now going to get off the leg completely. She was trying to a little bit, so Olivia Nelson will come off the floor and putting no pressure on that left leg. 10 minutes, 35 seconds to go. We're in the second half. Game tied, 25-25. Huskies will have the inbound. Langenwalter will bring the inbound in, and she'll bring it up the floor. Comes across the timeline. Bounces it, far side. Anderson to the free throw line. Spin in the lane, ball kick into the hands of Potretz. Loose ball on the floor. It's a scrum. Jump ball, possession arrow, and it should go to the Huskies. And it does. Husky basketball with 10:17 remaining. Game tied at 25. Langenwalter brought in. Dodge couldn't control it. Stolen by Nielsen. Off to Suffolk. Picks up the dribble. Pass here near side zone. Onto the wing. Coca for three. Off the front of the rim. And the ball rolls out of bounds. It will be Husky ball. So Huskies will bring it back up the floor with 10:05 remaining here in the second half. Game tied 25-25. Across the timeline. Right hand hit by a dribble. Langenwalter. Near side. Benedict circles around Suffolk. Benedict all the way through. Shot. That was altered by Coca. Went out of bounds. And it'll be, it went off of Valley City. So Husky ball. Madison Anderson will come back in for the Highliners. Potretz will sit down. Anderson with 3 fouls. Has not scored here in the second half. Had 8 points, 7 boards in the first half. Langenwalter will trigger the inbounds for the Huskies. Brought in. Shot. Comes up a little bit short there by Dodge. Rebound back off the glass and in by Maddie Graves. She's got 4. 27-25, Wahpeton. Zahn, right-hand dribble inside the arc. Dribble got away from her. Langenwalter picks it up. 1-on-2. Langenwalter layup. Good. She had a couple of Highlanders chasing her. But Claire Langenwalter with the bucket. She's got 4. 29-25. 10-1 run here to start the half for the Huskies. There's a steal. Graves to Dodge. Free at the line. 15-foot. No. The rebound bounced right back over. Shot taken in. Good on the putback from the free throw line. And the bucket there by Benedict. Her first field goal. First points. Here's a three-pointer by Coca. That's off the mark. Anderson rebound. Gets it off to Nielsen. Nielsen's shot up comes up short. Grabs her own rebound again. And we're going to have a foul from behind against Wahpeton. And that's going to be called against Addie Dodge. That'll be her third. Second team foul. That'll bring Suffolk to the bench. Potratz will check in. 8:50 remaining here in the second half. Highlanders still looking for that first field goal, trailing 31-25. Inbounds, corner, stop, shot, Coca off the mark. Rebound, Zahn hustling after it, saves it inbounds. Picked up there by Potretz. Now to Nielsen, back to Potretz. Works her way inside the arc, now backs up, pass inside for Anderson, knocked away. Maddie gets it back, gives it back to Potretz. Underneath layup, no. Rebound Anderson, that's her 8th, to Coca. Back up top, Nielsen, driving in. Short mid-range jumper, no, and there goes the shot clock. And the ball will go over to Wahpeton off the shot clock violation. 8 minutes, 24 seconds remaining here in the second half. 12-1 second half so far in favor of Wahpeton, leading by 6, 31-25. Langenwalter, shot, partially blocked by Anderson. Potretz with the rebound. Here comes Dakota in the front court. Draw all the way down, layup off the glass, good. Dakota Potretz goes coast to coast. And they get their first field goal with 8:07 remaining in the half, 31-27. Langenwalter comes down, baseline, cut out there by Nielsen. Loose ball on the floor. Lopez Lee gets it over. Shot taken by Anderson, no. And then Nielsen grabs it for Valley City. Anderson back to Kaylee. Kaylee will bring it up the floor. 31-27, Valley City leading by 4 with 7:40 remaining here in the second half. Potratz up top, Coca working her way in, gives it back off. Potratz, far side, Zahn. Zahn, jump step, off the elbow. Potratz, 15-footer, good. Dakota Potratz with her second field goal in as many trips down the floor. She has got 10 points. First player in double figures for Valley City. 31-29 Huskies. There's a steal. Back to the way Nielsen. They can tie it with a 2. And Kaylee Nielsen will tie it up with a layup off the steal and the bucket. Timeout taken up by Wahpeton. 7:06 left to go here in the second half. And it is a 31-31 tie. We're back with more Highliner Junior Varsity basketball from the Hack on the Highliner Activity Network. .06 remaining here in the second half. Valley City now on a 6-0 run, have tied things up 31-31. That was a full timeout taken by the Huskies. Pass on the far wing. Benedict, there's a steal by Suppicool. Suppicool going in, got Dodge chasing her, layup good. Kinley Suppicool with the steal and the bucket. Her first field goal. She has got 5, and the Highliners on an 8-0 run, leading 33-31 with 6:40 remaining. Pass here to the near side. Benedict for the Huskies on the wing. Bounce pass. That one right through the hands of Hornstein. Huskies pass down low, double team. And Graves are going to get tied up. Possession arrow to Valley City. So the Highliners will get the alternate possession. Leading by 2 now, 33-31. And right now on an 8-0 run. Here's a runner. Suppicool in the lane. Anderson up and halfway down comes out. And the Huskies clear off the rebound. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go, second half. Valley City up 33-31. In the front court, near side. Graves, left-hand dribble. Picks up the dribble. Gets it back up top, Hornstein. She'll go onto the wing, past the arc. Benedict, hounded there by Zahn. Pass, backdoor, off the hands of Hornstein. Learns a shot block. That is an Anderson with the block, and then a rebound by Potratz. Jump ball, and it will stay with Wahpeton. 33-31, 5:50 to go. We're in the second half. Valley City leading by 2. Kinley Suppicool steal and subsequent layup gave her team the lead. Inbounds on the far side. Up top. Here the near wing, Dodge. Langenwalter. Back into the corner. Graves inside, Langenwalter. Turn around, little baby hook, no. Rebound, Potratz for Valley City. Highliners leading by 2. Back the other way. Potratz into the front court. Pass a little too hard for Anderson. Saves it, but right in the hands of Langenwalter for Wahpeton. Claire now in the backcourt for the Huskies. She'll bring it across the logo. Right-hand hip-high dribble. Back up top of the key. Now here along the near wing is Graves. Graves gets it off Benedict. Off the elbow. Driving through. That's a travel. Ooh, where was the whistle? Almost looked like she took 3 or 4 steps, and we got a foul called. And a foul on Valley City. I'll be on Georgia Zahn or on Suffolk. Looks like it's on Kinley. Her second, fourth team. At the free throw line, her shot comes up and doesn't go. Second free throw forthcoming. 5:05 to go. Free throws on the way. No. Back iron? No. Rebound. Langenwalter back up and gets the putback. Claire Langenwalter with 6. We are tied at 33 with exactly 5 minutes remaining. Here's Coca with the three-pointer. That goes over everything. Rebound on the backside and went out of bounds. It was grabbed there by Dodge, but she stepped out of bounds. So it will go back over to the Highliners as Lopez Lee checks back in for the Huskies. We are tied 33-33 with 4:52 remaining here in the second half. Inbounds comes up top. Anderson gives it off. Zorn. Back here near side. Potretz driving through. Lost it. Picks it up. Double team. Dribbles out of traffic. Gets it over. Suffolk. Her jumper. Good. A 3 by Kinley Suffolk. And with 4:36 remaining, Suffolk with 8. The Highliners go back out in front, 36-33. In the front court comes Graves down for the Huskies. Shot rolls off. Ball tipped. That goes into the hands of Hornstein. Her shot doesn't fall. Rebound to Addie Dodge. Back up and in. Dodge, who had the first 6 points of the game, or this half for Wahpeton, scores there. She's got 8.5, 10 for the game. Timeout, Valley City. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left to go here in this second half. Highliners leading at 36-35. We're back with more Highliner basketball on the Highliner Activity Network. Back here at the hack as we approach 4 minutes remaining. There's a little short jumper by Zahn. Can't get it to fall. Lopez Lee. Back here at the hack. Lopez Lee grabbed the rebound on the missed shot by Zahn. Driving through on the baseline, Langenwalter can't get it to fall. Rebound, Dodge had it. That didn't go. And Coca gets the board for Valley City. And now we got a foul on the Huskies. That foul's going to be called on Galea Lopez Lee. That'll be her third team foul. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go. Valley City up 36-35. And Kaylee Nielsen will trigger the inbounds on the baseline. Bounces it in. Potretz turns, gives it back to Nielsen. Nielsen watched by Langenwalter in the backcourt. Now comes across. Left-hand dribble, far side. All the way through. Layup is good, but a foul before the shot against the Huskies. That may be on Claire Langenwalter. It is. That is going to be her fourth team. On the far sideline, Suffolk will trigger the inbounds for the Highliners. Brings it in, Potretz. Baseline, pass down low, Nielsen. Nielsen goes one way, turns back the other way. Layup rolls off. Nice rebound attempt there by Potretz coming through. But then the ball is taken away by Graves. She hits the deck hard, but is no worse for wear as it bounced off Potretz's leg and out of bounds. So the Highliners leading by 1 with 3:29 remaining. Press here by Valley City. In the backcourt, Langenwalter, double team, stolen by Potretz. Here goes Dakota, and then she is hit to the deck. No whistle. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Highlander ball. Boy, I'm not quite sure why a foul wasn't called there, but it wasn't. And the inbounds for the Huskies with 3:19 to go. They're trailing by 1. Inbounds stolen by Koka. Inside Potretz. Layup, no. Well, Dakota can't buy a basket right now. And then we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow is to Valley City. So the Highliners will get the ball back on the alternate possession. 3:12 remaining. Again, varsity game scheduled for 7:15. Inbounds. Ooh, Zahn can't control the inbounds. Loose ball on the floor picked up by Lopez Lee. And she gets it off the Graves. 4 Highliners around the ball. Oh, here's Langenwalter into the front court, and there's Nielsen with the hustle and steal. And now Kaylee Nielsen fouled from behind by Addie Dodge, and that's going to be number 4 on Dodge. 5th team foul. And we are going to have a timeout. Full timeout taken by Wahpeton. 2:58 to go, second half. 36-35 Valley City. Back with more Highlander basketball on the Highlander Activity Network. We come out of the timeout. 2 minutes, 58 seconds left to go here in this second half. Valley City up 36-35. Highliners led 24-19 at half, then a 12-1 run by the Huskies. Gave them a 31-25 lead, and the Highliners went on an 8-0 run to go up 33-31. It was a three-pointer here moments ago by Kinley Suffolk that gave them the lead. There's a runner by Koka. Can't get that to go. Loose ball is out of bounds. It'll be Valley City basketball. Suffolk's three-pointer with 3:43 to go gave the Highliners a 36-33 lead. And they lead 36-35 with 2:45 remaining. Suffolk will trigger the inbounds. Brings it in. Ball knocked away by Dodge. Loose ball picked up by Langenwalter for the Huskies. Back the other way into the front court. All the way down far side. Langenwalter right of the lane. Back up top. Graves, three-pointer, no. Long rebound. Hustling after it is Anderson. Went off of Lopez Lee and out of bounds. It'll be Highlander ball. Again, varsity game to follow here. About 7:15. Should be in dandy when these two teams get together. Always good games between the Highliners and the Huskies. Here's Potretz in the backcourt. Hounded by Graves, comes across all the way down in the lane. Potretz lost it, picked up by Zahn. Zahn, bounce pass on the wing to Suffolk. 15 on the shot clock, free at the line. Nielsen, jumper too hard. Lopez Lee clears off the rebound, and the Huskies, again, a chance to take the lead as we approach 2 minutes remaining. Pass down court, Dodge. Dodge, spin move, left of the lane, shot no. Comes up a little bit short. Hornstein grabbed the rebound, but then saved it right into the hands of Suffolk. Suffolk turns and gives it off to Nielsen. She'll bring it into the front court. Kaylee, top of the key. Pass down low, all alone was Anderson. Back onto the wing, Potretz. Dribble drive, just off the right elbow, off the mark. Rebound in the lane, and we're going to get a tie-up. Possession arrow back to the Huskies. So Wahpeton will get the ball back with 1:44 remaining. Another chance to take the lead. 36-35. Valley City by 1. Pressure in the backcourt. Full court press here by the Highliners. Trapping the basketball, stolen by Potretz. Bounce pass over to Anderson. Her shot no, but she's going to get, or to Zahn. And Georgia Zahn's going to get to the free throw line to try to extend this lead a little bit for Valley City. Foul called on Graves. That's her second, 6th team foul. So Georgia Zahn at the line. She's got 2 points. First one off the front end. Another one to go here for Georgia. The freshman. The right-hander bends and sends, number 2. Back iron a little too hard. A rebound taken down there by Dodge. She's tied up by Anderson. And the alternate possession arrow gives it to Valley City. Heads up play there by Maddie Anderson. So the Highliners off the alternate possession will have it. And with the $1:37 to go, inbounds comes in. Anderson has it. Shot no, but a foul call. So Madison Anderson will go to the line and get a couple of charity tosses. And that is team foul number 7 on the Huskies. And that's number 5 on Dodge. Free throw by Anderson up. Good. First points of the second half by Madison Anderson after scoring 8 in the first half. And the free throw by the right-hander is up and off the mark. Rebound is on the floor, controlled by Nielsen. To Zahn. Zahn, inside pass, Anderson goes up and under, shot good. Madison Anderson, little three-point play on her own there. 39-35, Highliners by 4. And there's a near steal, and we've got a timeout taken by Wahpeton. This will be a full timeout. 1:21 left to go here in this second half. Valley City leading 39-35. We're back with more Highliner basketball on the Highliner Activity Network. One minute, 21 seconds left to go here in the second half. Valley City up 39-35. A 14-4 run here for Valley City. Trailed 31-25 coming out of the gates in the second half, as Addie Dodge scored 6 straight points to start things for the Huskies. Then they open up that lead to 31-25. Then Valley City went on an 8-0 run, took a 2-point lead. Huskies tied it at 33. Three-pointer by Kinley Suffolcool at 3:43 of the half gave the Highliners the lead, and they've held on since. So the Huskies have had several opportunities. There's another steal off the inbounds. Nielsen over to Potratz for 2. Kaylee Nielsen with the steal. Potratz with the layup. 41-35. Biggest lead of the game for Valley City at 6 with 1:11 to go. Inbounds on the baseline. Huskies again looking at a full court press. Inbounds comes in, near stolen by Potratz. The ball's loose on the floor, rolls out of bounds. They say it went off of Zahn. It'll stay with the Huskies. 1:08 remaining. Graves inbounds, tipped, out of bounds, and it will stay with the Huskies. Well, they are having difficulties right now at that full court press by Valley City. Now inbound will be on the sideline. Maddie Graves will bring it in. Gets it into Langenwalter. Back to Graves. Graves is going to get trapped. Up ahead to Dodge. Dodge knocked away, stolen from behind by Potratz. And then Dodge on her with a foul. I have Dodge for like 6 fouls. And that's legal in the NBA, but not here. That is the 8th team foul. And it'll be the 1-1 situation here with Dakota Potratz going to the line for Valley City. 2 for 4 at the line. 12 points for Potratz. That is team leading. So the freshman lefty. First free throw's up and off the mark. Lopez Lee clears off the rebound. Final minute, second half. Langenwalter into the front court, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Potratz. That will be her second. 15th foul on the Highliners here in the second half. Langenwalter will trigger the inbounds for the Huskies. Into the backcourt. Graves comes across. Along the near side. Jumper off the back iron. No. Potrat's rebound for the Highliners. Dakota up ahead. Suffolk. Timeline. Near side. Coca. Coca, crossover dribble drive right of the lane. Back onto the wing. Suffolk driving through a double team. Ball stripped from behind. Langenwalter with the steal. Huskies back the other way, trailing by 6. Langenwalter in the lane. Gets it over. Far side. Shot by Arnold. By Benedict. Can't get it to go. A little rebound. Valley City. And Suffolk stripped from behind by Lopez Lee. Here to the near side. Langenwalter. Back far side. Benedict. Pass underneath. Langenwalter. Layup. No. Rebound grabbed there by Zahn. Zahn hounded by Lopez Lee. Off the Potrets, and the Highliners can dribble it out. They'll get in the front court with Coca. 3 seconds, 2. And the ball knocked away, picked up by Nielsen. That's going to do it. Happy birthday, Coach Tara Glant. The Highliners with a big late push, outscoring the Huskies 16-2 down the stretch, or 16-4 down the stretch, winning it tonight 41-35. We'll be back with our postgame here from the Hack. This is Highlander Basketball on the Highlander Activity Network. Tom McDonald back with you here at the Hack. Valley City winning it by a final of 41-35 tonight. And Coach Tara Glant is down on the floor joining us. Happy birthday, Coach. There you go. Well, now, I was going to say that's a great birthday present. Down, in the first half, down by 7. Did you say anything out of that timeout to get them back? Because that's when they came back on that nice run. Having a chance to coach a lot of them as 8th graders too, has that helped you in the transition here with the JV? And of course, when they were in junior high, they couldn't press, but they're pressing now. It seems like they've taken to that press pretty well. All right, well, Coach, congratulations on the win, and good luck here down the road. We'll look forward to talking to you again. You too. That is Coach Tara Glant from the Valley City Highlanders, again winning tonight by a final score of 41-35. We'll be back with our postgame here from the Hack. You are listening and watching Highlander Basketball on the Highlander Activity Network. Lead and expanded that lead to 31-25 with a 12-1 run to end the half, or to start the half. A field goal by Kinley Suppacool, or by Dakota Potratz at 8:07 of that second half was the first field goal for Valley City. And at the time, that made it a 31-27 game. And then the Highliners went on an 8-0 run to take the lead, 33-31. Wahpeton tied it at 33. Then Kinley Suppacool hit a three-pointer with, a three-pointer with 4:36 to go in that second half. With 4 minutes and 36 seconds to go, Suppacool hit that three-pointer, and the Highliners led 36-33 and went on to win by a final of 41-36. Final look at the numbers in this one. Dakota Potratz leading the way with 12 points. Madison Anderson had 11, 8 from Kaylee Nielsen, 8 from Kinley Suppacool, and 2 points from Georgia Zahn for their total of 41. On the other side, Addie Dodge had 10 to lead the way. Olivia Hansen had 9 in the first half, did not score in the second half for Wahpeton. Claire Langenwalter finished with 6 points, 4 from Maddie Graves, 2 points from Emma Horstein, and 2 points from Jasmine Benedict for their total of 35. Varsity game is right around the corner. Tip-off of that's going to be right at 7 o'clock. We'll be back here in about 10 minutes with the start of the girls' varsity game, the Highliners and the Huskies. This is Highliner Basketball on the Highliner Activity Network.